loves, hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Paula. I'm a personal branding strategist, now new author that is here to help you position your expertise online and get paid for what you do. Today we're talking about one of the most important and powerful but overlooked tools in personal branding, and that is your story. Not your degrees, not where you schooled, not your resume, your story. Everything that you have gone through up until this very moment where you're building your personal brand. Your story is the truth of what you have become. It is where you started from, how you went through it, what you went through, who helped you on the journey, all of the realizations that you came to get to this point where you can be a solution, where you are providing solutions for your people. That is the story that needs to be at the forefront of your brand. So if you have ever said, I don't know how to stand out, the place is crowded, everybody is doing this, how am I heard above the noise of the internet? This video is for you. I'm here to show you everything that you need to do to bring out your story and use it to your best advantage. So we're not going to act like we don't know. The internet is getting crowded. That is because the entire world is going online. That's great. Now, everybody is building, everybody is posting, everybody is being an expert because everybody is an expert in something. What is it that's going to make your brand different from somebody else who is also an expert on the topic? Connection. The thing that makes you choose one brand over the other is not necessarily the quality of the product. They could both have excellent qualities, but you relate to one more than you relate to the other. And that is a matter of story. You like the story that one brand is telling you over the story that the other is telling you. You like the way one brand makes you feel over the way the other brand makes you feel. And that is what is going to make people stop scrolling and actually listen to you. It is the way they feel when they relate with your content. And feelings is what stories evoke. Because stories are really what makes us human. Let me explain this to you. You will remember a coach, right, that has a 6-week coaching program that helps you go from 9 to 5 to entrepreneurship, for example. But you will probably connect more with somebody who explains, maybe even shows you, because she documented it, a video of her crying in her 9 to 5 because she felt so stuck and so frustrated. Now, this makes you believe that this person has actually felt the frustration that you are feeling now. This story puts you guys together in the same place. It gives you something that connects you. That's how connections are formed. That's how strangers turn into clients. So let me walk you through the 3 layers of your story. You're going to want to take notes and you're going to want to take action immediately after this video. Number 1 is the relatable beginning. Where you are right now is not where you were 5 years ago. It's not where you were 10 years ago. Maybe even a year ago. You were somewhere, then something happened, and then you became the kind of person, the kind of woman that can provide the solutions that you're trying to provide to your audience right now. This is the relatable beginning. This is the beginning of your story, not entirely the beginning of your life. You don't necessarily have to say, oh, on the 1st of April, I was born. But there was a place you were before you found the solutions that you provide. Something changed about you that made you want to bring yourself out, provide this solution in this regard. Now, I have worked with countless women, right? For one of my clients, she had a health scare, and then she figured out how to eat healthy and then, put herself back together with healthy eating, and now she helps other people do that. I have another client who is faith-based, is a faith-based brand, and she was just a casual Christian before something changed in her life, and so many things came together to show her her mission is to help others to find Christ. And I have yet another client who was shy and scared and timid until she decided to change her life, and now she helps other people stop being shy and timid, and so on and so forth. You get the point. There is a starting point, a transformation. That starting point is the relatable beginning. Your clients are most likely in that starting point. You have found the transformation, but they are there. So once they understand that you have been there, that is where the connection will be formed. So with this story, you will be honest, you will be raw, you will talk about how you felt. This is not the time to be shy, to shrink, to say, oh, we don't really talk about our feelings in our family. That is not what you're about to do here. What you're about to do is be honest about how you were feeling at the time. You want to talk from a place of clarity that that place was the worst and it was in your best interest to leave it. and it is in your audience's best interest to work on leaving it as well. Talk about the struggles, talk about the confusion, talk about the moment you realize this has to stop, this has to change. The second layer is the turning point. You know that point, this has to stop, this has to change. That's what I'm talking about. What happened to make everything shift for you? What happened to make you so fed up of where you were? Was it a mentor? Did you meet somebody that changed your perspective? Did you lose your job? Did you find yourself crying in the bathroom at some point and realize this is not the life I want for myself? Did you, like me, look in the mirror one day and just not see the woman that the girl you used to dream of? Did you start over after a breakup? What was the transformation point? There is one if you dig deep enough. This is where your why starts to form. It is at this point that you realize for yourself that something had to change. You need to change things. You did change things, and now you have the experience and the format and the formula to help other people change things. The third layer of your story is your present mission. Now you're coming from somewhere. Something happened to make you change things. Now, where are you headed? What is your mission? What builds community is a collective mission. If your community does not understand where you are trying to go and what you're trying to do with your brand, you're going to have a hard time creating loyalty or getting them to turn to clients. They might follow you because they like your vibe, but turning them into clients will be an uphill task. What do you want to do with your brand? What do you want to do with your experience? Where are you headed? What are you trying to build? What are you trying to change? What are you trying to disrupt? This is where you clarify your mission so well, communicate it so well that you can invite your people into your brand. Now you're saying we're heading somewhere, I'm doing something, come let's do this together. This is your brand's purpose, and people rally behind the purpose. All right. Now you've figured out your story, you know exactly where you're coming from, you know what your transformation is, and you know where you're headed. How do you share this story without feeling like you are trauma dumping, or you're like dumping your issues on them, or like you're always creating a sub story, or like there's always that grass to gray story? How do you tell your story while sounding empowering and while making them feel like you can actually help them get the solution that you've gotten? Here's how you do that. Share your story from a place of... Don't share your story from the wound, share from the scar. If you are in a place where you can help people with the problem that you used to have, then you have healed, you have transformed. You are no longer in that place where they are right now. What you want to do is share from the scar. This is the scar of what I went through, not necessarily a physical scar, but this is what I went through. This is how I have overcome. I'm not in that place anymore, and you don't have to remain in that place anymore. Don't share from emotional confusion. Don't share from fear. Don't share from a bleeding place. Share from an empowered place. And secondly, share what serves. It is not every pain, everything you have gone through that will help your clients or your audience. Share what serves. This story you want to tell, is it something that leads to your solution? Is it something that helps your audience understand who you are? Is it something that helps them understand what you do and how you can help them? If that is a yes, go ahead and share it. If it is not, maybe you should keep that in your journal. Remember that you are not telling your story to vent. You are telling it to connect. You are telling it to serve. You are trying to build a bridge between your why and their desire, between where you're coming from and where they want to go. Now, like I told you earlier, my book is coming out in 5 days. 5 days, guys, on Saturday the 17th, which is also my birthday. I am officially launching my first book, That Internet Thing You're Doing. Now, one of the chapters, an entire chapter, is dedicated to storytelling. It is called That Story Thing. And I have clearly explained to you how you can tell your story, the multiple stories that you can tell, and the many ways that you can tell it. Link to get this is in the description. You can head over there. You can pre-order your copy if you're listening to this before the 17th of May, or you can order it and get it delivered straight to you wherever you are if you're watching this after the 17th of May. If you would also like to work with me on a one-on-one level, I am receiving one-on-one clients right now, so you can apply in the link in description as well. I would love to speak to you and find out how I can help you tell your story and become the solution that you want to become. So before I go, I'm going to give you a little assignment. You're going to sit down for at least 30 minutes this week and you're going to journal your story. You're going to journal your starting point. You're going to journal your turning point. And you're going to journal your present mission. You don't have to post it yet. You just have to accept it and internalize it. Because when you really know your story, nobody can take your voice away from you. You understand very clearly what you bring to the table, how you got what you bring to the table, and what you're trying to do with what you have. Anyways, this is the end of our video today. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, drop a comment. I love hearing from you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.